Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma and today we're going to be going through my Game Week 12 team selection together with my Game Week 11 team review as well as some transfer thoughts in there. First of all, I'd like to thank you all guys for the continued support on the channel. Managed to hit 450 subscribers. Now the goal is 500 subscribers. So if you're new around here and you're enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe and leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, I'm going to go through my Game Week 11 team review. And overall, just a poor performance from the team. Managed to only get one attacking return, which was He-Chan, who managed to get an assist. So 5 points. You can even say Archer got an attacking return. 9 points, but it was on the bench, so it's irrelevant. So Ariola 1. Dan Ban, Simikas, Madison all scored 1 point. Madison served for half time, same as Dan Ban. Simikas didn't even start, and Ariola conceded 3 goals. Cash got a yellow card and got subbed off at the first half as well with an injury, but I think now he's okay. Son, Diaby, Salah, 2 points. The point with Salah since they were playing Luton, 2 points there. Then you had Watkins, Haaland, 2 points apiece as well. Then Matt Turner 0, losing his place in the team for Vlachodimos, so 0 points. Taylor 1, Udogi -4, picking up a red card, and I think conceding. I'm not sure if he considered, no, just picking up a red card. Yeah. Then you had 655 points overall, taking my rank from 478 and a grade R to 808,000. Pretty disappointing, but hope for Game Week 12 can be able to improve on that and be able to get some points, some better points than what we got for Game Week 11. So before we get into the Game Week 12 team, we can look at some transfer thoughts. I have 2 transfers in mind since I have 2 injuries in the team. Dan Ban, of course, has been announced that he's going to be injured for some time. I think maybe like a month or so. I think with a back injury, so it's just time to move him on. He's been a good servant for the club, but it's time to move on to other people. So I put a poll out on Instagram whether I should go for Newcastle defender, Spurs defender, Arsenal defender, or United defender. And so far, Arsenal defender is winning. But for now, I think I've chosen Maguire just because of the price. But of course, this is not the final decision. This is part of what I'm thinking, my thought process, my first instinct which came to Maguire. So Dan Ban injured. They had very good fixtures, but unfortunately it's time to move on. Then you have Maguire there. United have not been good defensively in the Champions League, but in the Premier League they've been good defensively, putting up some clean sheets here and there. Considered less goals, and Maguire is basically nailed on, and for 4.2 million, I think it's a steal. I think it's a bargain. Play Luton, Everton, and Bournemouth in the next 5 fixtures. It's basically the low teams in the league. So I think it's most guaranteed clean sheets. But also the likes of Ben White, Gabriel, and Mitchell are not bad options. Maybe just going for Trippier, also not a bad option. And just going lower on the defense, I think can also work. So that's something to consider. But for now, I'm going for Maguire, but I might be able to change it before the deadline. And if you want to see my deadline team, after the deadline, I will post it on Instagram and on TikTok. Link down in the description, so go check them out. And the next transfer I'm thinking of doing is Madison to Saka. So Madison's been confirmed he might be out for 2 to 3 months with a recurring injury on one of his ligaments. So maybe it might be it's time to move him on. Of course, they didn't have the best fixtures coming up, and of course they have a lot of injuries in their defensive line. So that's something to maybe it's just time for him to go without even the injury that he picked up. So the player I'm looking at is Saka, who of course we don't know his injury state. He picked up an injury during the Europa League. So we don't know what's happened. Today's Arteta's press conference, he said they'll have 24 hours to assess it. So we have to take a stab in the dark and we put him in the team and hope for the best. They play Burnley, so I think it's an easy fixture. Then they have Wolves, Luton, Brentford, Villa, which I think are easy fixtures on paper. Also, you could, without taking the risk, we just go for Martinelli, who's available, who's fit. So maybe going for Martinelli, Trossard as well. if you want an Arsenal player, I think it's also decent since Nketiah and Jesus are both injured. You can maybe go for a differential in Dries Nelson if Saka is going to be out, since Jesus is also out. So many considerations here and there. There's also Doku from Man City, who had a very good display against Bournemouth the other weekend. So those are some players to think about. But for now, I'm going to be going with Saka just because he's more nailed on than Doku, for example. And he's playing Burnley, Wolves, and Luton, which I'm sure is going to be starting all those games. And that's why I'm looking at Saka, and I hope that he's going to be fit for the game against Burnley. If he's not going to be fit, I don't take a risk. I might go for Martinelli. So now that we've gone through the transfers, now you can go through the team. So that is how the team is going to be lining up. We'll be having Ariola in goal against Nottingham Forest. Let's hope for a clean sheet and some save points. Although Nottingham Forest are looking clinical in front of goal, scored 2 goals against Aston Villa. So I hope that this could be a different story. Then you have Matikash, who is back fully fit. He played I played on Thursday in the Europa League. I'm not so sure he played the full 90, but I'm sure he played or was on the bench. So Fulham up next. Fulham have been very poor in front of goal, so I expect a clean sheet. And of course, we all know when Aston Villa play at home, they tend to score a lot of goals and keep clean sheets. Then you have Tsimikas against Brentford. I was a bit surprised he didn't start the previous game week. I thought he was nailed on in that left back position with Gomez, with Robertson injured. But Gomez looked shaky in that position. I know it's not his preferred position, but he looked a little bit shaky. So I expect Tsimikas to come back into the team, and I hope they can be able to keep a clean sheet against tricky Bournemouth and tricky Brentford, who look like they're goal happy at the moment. Then we have Maguire there against Luton. Make sure this is not final; it might change, but for now, Maguire is going to be there against Luton. Luton played very well against Liverpool, but I think that's because they were home. Now they're coming to Manchester United's place, and I think they're going to show more respect, and I think United can be able to come out with a result in that fixture. So that's the defense, and I usually post TikToks on the best players to watch in a defense, midfield, forward, captaincy picks, players to avoid, differential. So I'm going to put annotations for some of them in there, and so at the end of the video, at the end screen, you can be able to see some of them as well. So make sure you go check out those shots. They're really good ones, and they might be able to help you guys out. The next, we can look at the midfield. They're going to be having Hee-chan against Spurs, a very depleted Spurs team with no Romero, no Van de Ven, and no Udogi. So it's going to be interesting. Early kickoff, some of them might be an upset for Spurs, as we have gone for Hee-chan in there, and I hope that it's going to produce against Spurs. The plan was always to bring back Anthony Gordon back in this fixture, but due to other circumstances, it was just Hee-chan has to be in there, and that is going to be able to perform the way he did against Sheffield with an assist, and maybe this time add a goal in there. Then you have Saka against Burnley. This could be Martinelli, could be Doku before the deadline, but for now we have Saka in there against Burnley. Burnley have been very poor defensively, sticking with their philosophy of always attacking, quick passing, which is not working. And I hope that Arsenal being at home can be able to exploit that, and Saka maybe to be able to score a hat trick for the season, and I hope that he's going to produce some goods. Then you have Son, who's going to be playing against Wolves. No Madison in there. It's going to be a little bit tricky for Spurs. They always one Madison injury away from falling apart. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to maneuver around that. So I don't think they have any other creative midfields. Maybe Bentancur coming back is going to fill up that role, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we have Son. I thought it's going to be able to perform. Then we have Diaby against Fulham. As I mentioned for Matikash, Fulham usually score a lot of goals at home, and I hope that Diaby is going to be involved in that. Then you have Salah against Brentford. Did not score against Luton. It was very disappointing. So, but against Brentford, he can be able to turn up and bring the goods as well. A goal, an assist, even a penalty goal will take it, and I hope it's going to perform as well in the midfield. And then we can finish it off by looking at the forwards and the bench as well. We're going to be having Watkins, who is going to score some goals at home, and maybe a hat trick will be very much appreciated. Then we have Haaland, who's my captain at the moment against Chelsea. Chelsea look very good at home, so it might be interesting to see how Man City are going to perform. Haaland looks like he's back to form, so it's going to be interesting to see how Chelsea go about stuff. But I'll reckon that Haaland maybe might score a goal here and there, maybe an assist as well to accompany that goal. And I hope he's going to do that. Then the bench, you had Matana, who I don't think he's going to stay. As I mentioned, he lost his place. We have Archer against Brighton, Taylor against Arsenal, and Udogi, who I really should something about moving on because of all the injuries at Spurs at the moment. But that's a story for another day. So this is how the team is looking like. Hope it's going to perform. Let me know in the comments how your teams are looking like. Make sure you DM me on Instagram if you have any questions about your teams, and I'll be very happy to answer them. And with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. If you have managed to reach this far, make sure you leave a like. I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.